This podcast is brought to you by the Mawa High School Sports Talk Club. Hello, Thunderbirds. Welcome back to the Mawa High School Sports Talk podcast. Welcome to the Season 1 finale podcast. As usual, you are here with the regulars. You got Nicholas Bostico,
Matt Kelly,
Chase Moskowitz,
Daniel Almash,
Joey Smith,
and Mr. J.
We have once again another great show for you guys today, and let's kick it off. The Denver Nuggets are NBA champions for the first time in 47 years.
It's no joke, man.
not shocked.
It's no joke.
Not shocked.
All right, so let's go throughout this series real quick. The Denver Nuggets defeat the Miami Heat in 5 games, and I feel like this is just a huge disappointment just from all the hype that was going around in the league. You know, Jimmy Butler just absolutely going wild and mayhem, and all these teams just absolutely carrying this team. And it's just such a shocker, and it's just such a shame to see that it's going to end like this. So let's get everybody's thoughts here. Who would like to start this off?
I'll take it from right here. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Nick. On the disappointment, we got the 8 seed Miami Heat here. They won 3 straight series in a row as underdogs, and you know, it wasn't a bad series as you said, but it just was a little bit of a disappointment. We got the Heat got swept at home, and after that, we just knew who was going to win. But it was a great playoffs for the Heat.
I really like to see Jokic, a guy who got picked in the second round during a Taco Bell commercial, absolutely staying with the team and winning a championship, not forming a super team, him, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter.
Yeah, that's what I really liked about this Nuggets team. It was so natural.
And Bruce Brown, Nets, he was great with the Nets, but it was a snag free agent pickup. These guys are all natural, just, very talented people, very talented athletes. It's good that the city of Denver finally got a championship. The Mile High City. It's just overall.
Well, I mean, we
great.
did have the Avalanche last year.
Yeah, it's overall great for Jokic to win. He was like 2.5 assists away from averaging a triple-double in the finals, which I think he's just a triple-double king at the point.
It's just really cool, in my opinion, to see a team like this win. This wasn't and I don't want to say anything, but this isn't like the 2017 Golden State Warriors who were a great team, but they were a team of all-stars. And sure, they built Steph Curry, but they built Klay Thompson, but they built Draymond Green, but they also got guys like Kevin Durant, which just made the team really unnatural.
Which people say it was. I'm not saying it wasn't a super team. I enjoyed Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, but I'm just saying, everyone during that point, it was that one off season where all the teams got $70 million in cap space and natural cap and got rid of all their dead cap. The Cavaliers were signing role players like 6-man, like Thomas Moscow, or just all those guys who were just role playing guys. And it's not our fault that we got out there and got one of the best free agents in Kevin Durant. It's just a good move by Bob Myers, who's unfortunately not our GM anymore.
One thing I really liked about the last 3 NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets, the Golden State Warriors, and the Milwaukee Bucks, even though I know we just slandered on the Warriors, these teams had all natural talent. None of these teams were superstar teams that they built during the off season. It's not like the New York Rangers who signed Patrick Kane, Vladimir Tarasenko, Artemi Panarin, and all these guys who just shocker, we lost to the Devils in the first round. And that's what I really liked about it.
Heart in sports.
Exactly.
Heart
you know what I'm
sports
saying?
Beats talent.
Anyways, what's your thoughts on this, Mr. J?
The only thing with the Denver Nuggets beating the Heat is I think that their legacy won't be as strong as even those other teams that you mentioned, because they beat the Heat, and
it wasn't the Bucks.
It wasn't the Bucks, it's not.
It's an 8 seed.
Celtics.
I know.
Celtics,
it just wasn't I don't think it was the matchup that the NBA was hoping for. I mean, it was kind of.
But it also shows that Heat are better than the Bucks. And the Heat are better than the Celtics.
Yeah, no.
It would have been better.
It's just a 7-game
You just
series
knew the
with
writing was on the wall. The
problems.
Heat were not going to beat them. It was just clear. So it wasn't that exciting for me because you knew it was going to happen.
It would have been better to see the Heat beat the Nuggets in this oh my God Cinderella story,
or even 7 games. But it was
7 games would have solved all the problems.
Yep. All right, boys. Tonight, Mets, Yankees, City Field. How are we thinking about it?
let's go.
I think this is going to be, Mets haven't had the season that they've been wanting. Obviously, with Steve Cohen as your owner with that much money. You know, you thought Lindor was going to be good this season. Verlander, your new addition, and Scherzer going to keep on, and Marte going to have a bounce back season. But the Yankees, on the other hand, our pitching's great, but our offense doesn't produce the numbers. You know, Judge is out, Bader's out, Carlos Rodon is out. We have like $60 million on the IL, and same with the Mets. The Mets have been having to call up these prospects, same with the Yankees. I think it's going to be an even matchup, but I think that whichever team can produce more runs offensively more and the pitching locks down, that's the team that's going to win the series. Matt, what do we think about perspective, even though you're a Red Sox fan?
I think a lot of the injury aspect is definitely a big aspect, especially with the pitching. Rodon out for the Yankees and Diaz out for the Mets. So even if they do have like a good end of the game, the Mets won't be able to close it out if they want to, because obviously Diaz is hurt because the WBC wreaked havoc. And I think whatever team could pitch better and whatever team could hit more runs is gonna win.
Yeah, I mean that's usually how the baseball game works, but I just think it's gonna be a dogfight, because you may think, well, Alonso's out, Judge is out, it's just gonna be a bad game. I think it's gonna make the players who usually don't play want to win more. So
I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
Stanton's hitting a home run.
I'd like to
What do you
talk
think,
about
Joe?
another part of the MLB right now is some of these really interesting teams that are having like really good bounce backs.
I love the Rangers.
The Rays,
Rays.
the Pirates, the Diamondbacks,
The Marlins.
The Marlins aren't doing.
Well, I mean, the Rays have such a small salary cap, and
the
they're
Reds.
doing
No,
really
they make
good.
great.
Oh, the
they
Reds,
make
yeah,
great
no, the Reds.
trades and free agency pickups that no one thinks is expected.
The most surprising are the Diamondbacks.
Oh,
Yes,
easily,
I love.
easily.
I knew it.
Okay,
They had to have a good
you know
season
who
one
the?
day.
Okay, Corbin Carroll was the biggest fantasy snag anyone can get.
He was the player of the week.
He was the player of the week last week. Gets triples, doubles. I think he has the most triples as a rookie and in the league right now. And he's just unbelievable. Like, this guy, contact, power, speed. That's the three combos you want on offense. And defense, he's great too. He's just a great fielder. And I just think the Diamondbacks with Marte, Carroll, all these guys, they're building a young future.
Can we double back on the Mets and Yankees? real
Yeah,
quick?
absolutely.
Okay, so here's my perspective watching the Mets and Yankees play each other for the last 20-something years. I've noticed that whoever takes the series, okay, they're going to turn their series around. They're going to turn their whole season around. The Mets, like you guys said,
Won last year.
yeah, they're really.
This is the turning point of the MLB.
This is the turning point for the Mets. That they are in kind of like this collapse mode right now, and I think that they can beat the Yankees, get a couple wins under their belt against a really good American League team. I think like the confidence might build, and you might see the Mets. I've seen it before. If they beat the Yankees, they get a little chip on their shoulder, and this season will turn around. Because if we go out and we get smoked by the Yankees, like
Well, here's
You
the
know,
thing.
to like go against what Mr. J said, I don't think this season's gonna be like, I wouldn't say over, but like I don't think this is a turning point if they do win. I think it's 2 games.
right.
It's 2 days.
I know,
We got
but it's
a
the
lot of
Yankees,
chances to
like-
win.
It's
I
only
don't
2
know.
games.
It's only 2, and then they play 2.
Yeah.
Joe, what do you got on this?
Honestly, I mean, you know what? Danny said that he thinks Stanton's going for a home run tonight.
He doesn't show up. He's gonna
Honestly,
show up.
I think somebody who needs to step up now is Rizzo. I mean,
Oh my god.
Rizzo
Definitely.
0 for 22
Yeah,
slump. I've never
exactly.
seen anything like
exactly. And you know what? At some point, that streak has to break. You know what I'm saying? So
it. If it doesn't break,
I think that's
DFA.
tonight.
yes.
I think
No,
that's-
not DFA. I'm not saying trade Rizzo, but it's a possibility. Like, Mr. J said, the Mets, they beat the Yankees 2 out of 3 in the Subway Series last year. And who did we pick up? Andrew Benintendi. We traded for him.
Look what happened with Aaron Hicks when he had a bad slump. He got DFA'd. So
Exactly.
that could be possible if Rizzo doesn't get it together. It can either be DFA or trade him.
Trade him.
Very good point.
All right, guys. So let's talk about the exciting news of the New York Rangers playing the New York Islanders, and also the New Jersey Devils playing the Philadelphia Flyers at MetLife Stadium this February.
Wow.
So this is going to be the first outdoor game in this area since the Philadelphia Flyers played the Pittsburgh Penguins. which I believe was at Lincoln
Heinz.
Financial Field. Oh,
No,
Heinz.
that was Heinz, yeah.
That was Heinz, sorry. But for the New York area, this is going to be the first game since the Rangers played the Sabres at Citi Field. So I think this is going to be a pretty exciting matchup. Joey, as a Giants fan and goes to MetLife Stadium a lot, how do you think the energy of a hockey game will face the MetLife Stadium?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge, but it's different because nobody goes to MetLife, in February, January. You know what I'm saying, during the off season. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot different. And honestly,
I didn't think of that.
I definitely want to go to one of those games.
I would definitely want to try to get one of those games.
Yeah.
Tickets actually are on sale right now.
Really?
So,
Really?
yeah.
And who's playing? I missed that part.
It is the New York Islanders versus the New York Rangers. The New York Islanders will be the home team for that game, and the New Jersey Devils will play the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, I'm done.
And New Jersey Devils being the home team for that
Oh,
game.
there's 2 games?
Yeah,
2 outdoor
that's
games.
sick.
That's insane.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
I don't know the Rangers one.
anyways, how do you guys think that this is going to impact the New York area?
It's gonna revive it. It's obviously gonna revive the Rangers fan base after a tough loss. They're gonna, have a game to hype up to. I know you and Chase are gonna be probably ecstatic for this game, and then Mr. J versus the Flyers is just gonna be ecstatic for an outdoor game, which we haven't seen in a long time. I just feel like it will just revive the tri-state area.
Yeah,
I think.
By then it'll be like 4 months into the season already, so we would already know like what the record is and like how the playoff standings are gonna hopefully play out by February of 24. So I think this could be worth something if the Devils are good again and the Rangers are at least mediocre and are gonna be in a wild card spot or hopefully a third spot for the Metro. So
Here's my thing about the
Yeah.
Rangers. The Rangers, they want us to re-sign guys like Patrick Kane and Vladimir Tarasenko. They have $11 million in cap space for 8 players. We are going to get a bag of Doritos for that. We are screwed. The Devils their situation's not any better, but just the Rangers, we had before that season started, we had just this team that looked like that they were going to be
like a super team.
lifting the Stanley Cup in the next 2 to 4 years, and we rushed this rebuild so fast. And now we just hired Peter Lavalletti, and I'm not a fan of what's going on right now. I don't think firing Gerard Gallant should have been the number one decision.
Hell no.
It's just I'm so disappointed by this team, and hopefully there's just something good that comes out of next season. But unless if we pull a miracle, then I'll change it otherwise. But I can see guys like Lafreniere possibly gone, Kako possibly gone, and
Kane.
these other players. I can see Kane gone. Listen, I love Kane, but it's pretty obvious that Kane is going to stay as a Ranger. He's not fit for the team, and I don't know why management wants to keep him around. If they wanted Kane so badly, they should have got him 3 or 4 years ago. They waited too long to trade for him. He's out of his prime, and sure, obviously we knew that going into it was more of just the wanting to have him. But it's he has no fit on this team, and I can't stand it.
I agree with you. I don't know. I feel like for the future for the Rangers, I don't know how it's gonna be, but I'm just hoping for another at least playoff spot, man. I mean,
We'll definitely make the playoffs, but it's just we suck.
Yeah.
We're horrible. We don't know what we're doing. I don't know if you guys watched that Game 7.
Yeah, I watched it. It was
we
so
looked
bad.
like chickens without heads on.
Because we didn't have any offense, and then our defense couldn't do anything.
Mr. J, what are your thoughts on the Devils season going into next year?
I think we're going to be freaking amazing.
Don't say we're gonna. Don't say.
Oh,
we're
I
gonna-
know.
I think we're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna win the cup, but
We're gonna be amazing.
We're gonna be just as good. Now here's the
I
thing.
think you guys will be good.
I feel like what we're looking at with the Devils is they're just a couple years behind with experience. Where you kind of look at the Carolina Hurricanes, who are these 26, 27-year-old freaking
Fine.
dudes
They're in the-
who've been in the league and they know what they're doing and
Full
they had a great
beards.
season. This year, you're going to get Jack Hughes with a full year under his belt. His brother's going to be with him. All these other guys are going to have another year playing together. I think we're going to win maybe 2 playoff series, and we're going to be playing hopefully the Rangers to go to the freaking finals.
Unless if Panarin has an 100-point season, I don't see the Rangers doing anything miraculous.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll make the playoffs, but it's not like anything.
The Devils are going to be a problem.
Anyways, Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'd like to thank you all so much for an amazing year. It was so much fun making all of these different podcasts
Thank you.
with a bunch of different groups. We built this club from basically the bare minimum from last year. We were so happy with the success that we've had this year compared to last year. And we just want to thank you all so much for joining us on this journey that we've had from the start to finish. From all the guys, I'm Nick Bostico.
Matt Kelly.
Chase Moscow.
Daniel Almash.
Joey Smith.
Mr. J.
We'd like to thank you all, and we will see you all next year. Adios.